Hey there. If you're watching this, chances are you found yourself lying awake at night, your mind racing with thoughts about tomorrow or next week or even years from now. You know what I'm talking about, that nagging voice inside your head whispering, what if? What if I fail? What if something goes wrong? What if... Well, let me tell you something important right off the bat. You are not alone. Studies show that over 40% of our worries revolve around things that haven't happened yet and may never happen. And while worrying can feel productive, like you're preparing for the worst-case scenario, it often does more harm than good. Today, we're going to explore why we worry so much about the future, how it affects us, and most importantly, how we can take back control of our minds. Along the way, we'll hear wisdom from philosophers, psychologists, and thinkers who have grappled with these same struggles and emerged wiser because of them. Worry is part of being human. It's an evolutionary mechanism designed to keep us safe. Our ancestors needed to anticipate danger, to think ahead, to survive predators and harsh environments. But here's the catch. Today, we live in a world where physical threats are rare, but mental ones abound. Instead of worrying about lions lurking nearby, we obsess over deadlines, relationships, finances, or health issues that might or might not come up. As Mark Twain famously said, "I am an old man and have known a great many troubles, but most of them never happened." Think about that for a moment. How much energy do you spend fearing outcomes that exist only in your imagination? And here's the kicker. When we constantly focus on potential problems, we create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Research shows that chronic worrying increases stress hormones like cortisol, which can lead to anxiety, fatigue, and even physical illness. In other words, worrying doesn't just make us miserable. It actually makes us less equipped to handle real challenges when they arise. One of my favorite quotes comes from the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." He understood that much of our pain stems not from actual events, but from the stories we tell ourselves about what might happen. The Stoics had a practice called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Sounds grim, right? But here's the twist. Instead of avoiding negative thoughts, they encouraged facing them head-on. By imagining the worst-case scenario and realizing you could still endure it, they robbed fear of its power. Modern psychology echoes this idea. Dr. Albert Ellis, founder of rational emotive behavior therapy, argued that it's not external events themselves that upset us, it's our beliefs about those events. When we catastrophize, assuming the worst will happen, we amplify our suffering unnecessarily. So ask yourself, are you truly afraid of the future? Or are you afraid of your own thoughts about the future? Now that we understand why we worry, let's talk about how to stop letting it control us. Here are 3 strategies backed by science and philosophy to help you break free from the cycle of anxiety. 1. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about staying present. When you notice your mind spiraling into what-ifs, gently bring your attention back to the here and now. As Eckhart Tolle reminds us, realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Try focusing on your breath, observing sensations in your body, or simply naming 5 things you see, hear, or feel around you. Grounding techniques like these interrupt the spiral of worry. 2. Challenge catastrophic thinking. When you catch yourself thinking, "This is going to be a disaster," pause and ask, "Is this really true? What evidence do I have?" Often you'll find that your fears are exaggerated. Cognitive behavioral therapy teaches us to reframe negative thoughts into more balanced perspectives. For example, instead of saying, "I'll definitely mess this up," try, "Even if I stumble, I'll learn and grow from the experience." Adopt a one-day-at-a-time mentality. Remember Alcoholics Anonymous' famous mantra, "Take life one day at a time." You don't need to solve every problem tomorrow or next year. Focus on what you can do today. As Lao Tzu wisely said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Break overwhelming tasks into manageable pieces and celebrate small victories along the way. If you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. I want to leave you with one final thought. Worrying about the future isn't a sign of weakness. It's proof that you care deeply about your life and the lives of others. But caring doesn't mean controlling everything. Sometimes it means trusting that you'll figure things out as they come. The poet Rumi once wrote, "Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended." Life is unpredictable, yes, but it's also resilient. So give yourself permission to let go of what hasn't happened yet. Trust in your ability to adapt, to persevere, and to thrive, even in uncertainty.
Do you ever find yourself lying awake at night, worrying about things that haven't even happened yet? That job interview next week? That conversation you're dreading? Or that future event you can't stop overthinking? If so, you're not alone. Worrying about the future is something we all do, but it doesn't have to control your life. The truth is, most of the things we worry about never actually happen. Yet, the stress and anxiety they create can feel all too real. That's where Anxiovita comes in. Anxiovita is a natural health product designed to help ease the symptoms of anxiety. Made by RubyMed, these liquid drops are easy to use and can be incorporated into your daily routine. Whether you're dealing with occasional worry or persistent anxiety, Anxiovita can provide the support you need to stay calm and focused. But here's the thing. Anxiovita isn't just about managing symptoms. It's about giving you the space to breathe, to think clearly, and to take control of your thoughts. When you're not overwhelmed by worry, you can start to see the future not as something to fear, but as something full of possibilities. So, if you're tired of losing sleep over things that haven't happened yet, it's time to try something new. Anxiovita can help you break free from the cycle of worry and embrace the present moment. Remember, the future is uncertain, but that doesn't mean it has to be scary. With the right support, you can face it with confidence and calm. Take the first step today, try Anxiovita, and see the difference it can make.